Accessibility. Are we talking about whether or not I can get into the movie theater and sit in their chairs? Or are we talking about the fact that I may live in, let's say, Yemen and have dial-up and literally can see the ones and zeros as they slowly edge their way to my video screen? Possibly. So let's look at the definition. Website accessibility focuses on how a disabled person or someone in Yemen can access or benefits from a site, system, or application. Accessibility is an important part of the designing your site and should be considered throughout the developmental process. That means that as we're writing our HTML, we're paying attention to what we do so that people who do live in Yemen or can't see or read Braille have access to our information. The web must be accessible to provide equal access and equal opportunity to people with diverse abilities. Indeed, the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities recognizes access to information and communication technologies, including the web, as a basic human right. It's right up there with water, food, shelter, and the pursuit of happiness. Everybody gets it. So, as web designers, we need to make accessibility a priority for ourselves. We don't want to limit our consumers to people who can walk, talk, see, read, write, and don't live in Yemen. There was a thing on the news about Yemen. I'm obsessed with Yemen. So, by making your website accessible, you're ensuring that all of your potential users, including people with disabilities, have a decent user experience and are able to easily access your information. By implementing accessibility best practices, you are also improving the usability of the site for all users. Now, I pulled up my website and this cool tool called Web Accessibility Evaluation Tool, or WAVE. It's a Chrome extension. There are other ones for different operating systems. I applied this to the website we're currently working on, our weather site, and then this is what it showed me. Here, you can see I put a red arrow. We have alternative thundercloud. That is what I named my picture of the thundercloud. If I had named it Thundercats, could totally imply something else, right? It was a cartoon from 100 million years ago. Might not help the person know what is going on. Here we have a heading 3. That implies that it's an article, a heading, the beginning of a new section to our web page. And here again we have an alternative, which is the sunset right here. That is gonna tell them it's a sunset. Maybe they have seen one or had a really good description. Nonetheless, it's going to tell them. You don't want to put for your alternate in your picture something like Scooby-Doo. It just doesn't make sense. Okay? Over here we have a summary in this little red box. It tells you little things that you're accomplishing. I want to spend like 5 or 6 days studying this because I think it's awesome. Using tools to understand what someone with disabilities will hear when they read a page. A lot of times the pages are read through an interpreter. So text is what they hear. And this will help us understand what they hear as the page is being read to them. Here's a link to the tool. So that's awesome. Everybody should go check that out. Implementing accessibility is awesome. And as we discussed, one of the ways we already implement our accessibility is when we use the alt, like the current weather condition photo. I went in to copy this to see what mine said, and mine said current condition photo. Current condition of what? I got a broken leg, a headache, I'm happy as heck and dancing a party. Current condition of what? I added weather, makes it more accessible. So when we place it so that we have, it gives them a caption, an idea of what that photo is going to represent since they can't see it. Okay, we've got some outlines here from W3, the W3.org. So I'm going to read them to you, okay? It says, do not rely on color as a navigation tool or as the sole way to differentiate items. If you can't see, you don't know what color it is. Red is not hot when you touch it. Just a thought. Images should include alt text in all the markup code. Complex images should have more extensive descriptions near the image. They're talking about in the paragraph of the article. If we're talking about solely the picture of the sunset, we need to have some descriptive content in the article. Functionality should be accessible through a mouse and keyboard and tagged to work with voice control systems. Really complicated nonsense here that I did not understand. I'll just tell you that. That's one of those 5 days I need to spend reading about this stuff. 5 more days, I can tell you, lots more days. We need to provide transcripts for podcasts. So even though something may be verbal, let's say you have a hearing impaired person, transcripts they can see but they can't hear. So transcripts need to be provided so they can read what's going on. Then having the alternate for a picture isn't as necessary, but you don't know who you're getting. So you must always try your best to have accessibility for each kind of disability. If you have a video on your site, you must provide visual access to the audio information through an in-sync captioning. Sites should have a skip navigation feature, which means that they can go different ways to access the navigation through the keyboard or with the mouse or verbally. Consider 508 testing to assure your site is in compliance. Let's make every website a happy website for everyone. We can do this, even for people in Yemen. We're awesome. References and resources. Please go learn more. My little short video can't teach you everything. You guys are awesome, and thank you for your time.